I drink music, I breathe music, I sleep in music, I wake up in music, I study music. So music is all I do.
Tell me, what are the importance of this musical instrument for children?
When you engage children or with playing musical instrument, it helps them in their IQ. It helps them better their activities, even in school.
What age do you feel the parent needs to enroll the child for musical training?
Once that child can read numbers and can identify colors, he or she can start. Music is for all, and no child should be denied of this musical gift.
Music is a universal language which can be enjoyed and appreciated by all. Through speech, we're able to convey our feelings and thoughts. Children begin to learn to speak from an early age, but capturing their attention in the first place is the sound, the unique rhythm, and tones of speech, which is unique to each language and varies from person to person. Which brings us to my guest, a committed and passionate music instructor, whose specialty is nurturing and growing children with musical talent, vary from singing to playing musical instruments. He's been in this act of training kids for a decade, and his musical students have performed in different musical TV shows like Kids Got Talent, God's Children Great Talents, and so on. He's the CEO of Perfect Touch Music Consultants, and his students are doing greatly well in their various school performance and engagement. Please welcome Mr. Ezekiel. Mr. Ezekiel, thank you so much for coming. I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you.
So when I read your biography, there's a place that says that you have passion for this. So how do you develop this passion?
Of course, having been with kids for a long time, you've got to have your passion for it. Because this is not like a quick, adventurous thing. It takes time. So passion is needed. And over the years, I've been able to have this, and it's been keeping me going. And that's why I've been able to achieve this, working with kids.
So how do you get started? Is it that in the church? Because I remember when everybody is in church, it's like you learn this, you learn that. Do you develop this interest while you were in the church?
Of course. Almost all musicians started from church. Of course, haven't had an Anglican background, playing in church, playing the keyboard, the piano, the organ, and all that musical instruments. Of course, I started in church. So
why did you now focus more on children? Why not as an adult? So why the children? So what's the reason behind that you actually focus more on the children?
It's a passion. It's a calling. And will I say it's a ministry? Because, of course, I have other students also, but then my passion is actually for kids. So haven't been with kids for a long time. Of course, I love kids. I just love working with them. I just love everything about kids. And it's like a calling to me. So I'm just too passionate about teaching kids. So and it's been keeping me going for these years. So it's something that, in fact, it's inexplicable. It's something that I love so much, working with kids.
That's so amazing.
Good.
So when these children come to you,
okay.
Is it a parent that forced them to come, or is something that they derive the interest to learn musical instruments?
Okay, we're in a digital age. Children watch stuff online and everything, and thank God for the music appreciation in Nigeria. It has actually grown. They watch TV, they see things, they see musical stars, they see what they do, and they see how they do it. So they are engrossed by it. So they want to do likewise. So hence, they've got to get a teacher. So parents contact to get me so that one can train and groom and nurture the talents that they see in their children. Because I want to believe that before you call me, of course, you must have been able to see and discover the talents, the latent talent in that child. Of course, it has to be a musical one. Then I'm just called to nurture, to grow, and to develop it.
So let me go back to you first. How do you develop this interest over time? You are a graduate.
Of course.
Give it. Is that what you study in school or?
Of course. It's okay. I drink music. I breathe music. I sleep in music. I wake up in music. I studied music. So music is all I do. And my strength is in this music impartation, music teaching. So that is what I do. That's what I do every time. And that's what I've studied. And that is what I've dedicated my life to.
Okay, you mean your first degree?
Of course. Music, of course, yes.
Interesting.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Wow, that's so good.
Yes.
So let's now go back to these children when they sign them up. How long does it take them? Because I'm so curious to know, how does it work?
Okay. It's all about that talent. Of course, that talent is raw. So my own job is to groom, to fine-tune that talent. So, for example, you can sing, and I'm called to give vocal lessons. Then, of course, imagine I start la 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 la, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba. You get interested as a student. That, oh wow, this is a vocal coach. Okay, yeah. So it's all about that talent, that raw talent. So the talent has to be there. So my job is to groom that talent. So I'm called by parents to help nurture and bring out the best in this.
So what motivates you, and how do you develop yourself over time?
It's a long journey. Of course, just as I said, I started from church at a very tender age, in the choir. I sang soprano, sang alto, sang tenor, playing the big pipe organ in the church, playing the piano. And from there, went to school to study, having a lot of friends that are musical, watching stars and reading a lot. So it's been like that. So it's a whole long journey. So that started more than 2 decades ago. So that's actually how I'm able to groom myself.
That's so amazing.
Yeah.
We're going to go on a short break, and then we'll be right back. Hey there, have you subscribed? Please remember to subscribe to this channel. Welcome back on Be Inspired with Tumela Bate. So, Mr. Ezekiel, so you're going to tell me what are the importance of this musical instrument for children? So people say, oh, they have passion. What are the advantage of it? Can you please explain that to me?
Numerous are the advantages and the benefits that is derived from playing musical instruments. One of them is the fact that it helps our children with coordination, and it also helps them it increases their IQ. Over the years, and having been with kids, I've noticed that in fact, it is scientifically proven that musical instruments, when you engage children or with playing musical instruments, it helps them in their IQ. It helps them better their activities, even in school. Another thing is that when they go through this training and they are presented to have a concept, they have that capacity and they have that strength to stand in front of people to perform.
Wow.
It's not something very easy to do, but then when they go through the process, they could be able to stand in front of people to play their musical instrument or to sing. Let me give an example. About 5, 6 years ago, I could remember a student of mine by name Messi Ojiako. Miss Ojiako, she was actually 4 or 5 then. She's about 12, 13 now. Then we had practiced very well because we have a concert the next day. That was in Muson Center. So she did all the practice very well. And she told me, oh, Mr. Ezekiel, the next concert day, I'm going to bring the house down. I'm going to sing and people will love it and this and that. Okay, I said, oh, nice one. Okay, so on this fateful day, she was called to perform. Okay, the next to perform is Messi Ojiako. And she got on the stage. She was just 4 or 5 then. And she saw crowd in the Ajip Hall of Muson Center. And I was on the piano to accompany her. Before I knew what was going on, I played the face so that she can sing. All I knew was that she just burst to tears when she saw the crowd as at that age. So it was actually the mom that came around to pick her and to take her off the stage. So you can see that once they continue this act of speaking in front of people, of talking, of performing in front of people, it gives them that God. It gives them that capacity. It helps them. It boosts that attitude of talking, of performing in front of people, which is quite needed in this age that we have, and also in their other presentation and in their other endeavors that they might take up in life. So that's
actually more details. I really enjoy what you said about that. So how about like me? Let me use my own example to tell you. So my kids, they academic is there, and then they have all the things that they are doing like swimming and all that. How are parents going to merge the two together? They have the schoolwork that they're supposed to work on, the time to learn the music, the time to go for swimming, the time to go for lawn tennis and all that. So where do you feel that what should be the first thing that the parent needs to focus on?
Okay, just as I said, the first thing is to see if this child has that potency. No, I mean that raw gift. That raw gift. It could be singing. You might, of course, as a parent, you should notice very well that okay, it's as if my child is musical. Maybe he likes dancing, or he likes singing, or he likes playing around. Anytime he or she hears music, is enthralled by that music. So you should be able to be observant as a parent. So in all this, of course, this musical training we're talking about is just at times, like my own students, they have about once in a week or twice in a week and half each. So I think they will, as a parent, they will be able to juggle in for all their different activities. So they take music lesson for an hour. So they practice for about 10, 15 minutes every day. And or anytime they have that time to practice, I think they will be able to do well. So as a parent, you might have to draw up a timetable for them that, okay, this is when you practice. Okay, this is when you go for your swimming. This is when you do this. This is when you do that. With that, such a student will be a round student. So as he or she grows, he or she might now decide that, okay,
right. Is this something that I want to do?
Is this something I want to pursue as a career? You understand? So actually, when you take all these activities, music especially, you don't actually have to take it as a career. It's just part and parcel of you. Of course, we have great people in the world that have, of course, somebody like Albert Einstein, the great physician. Of course, we all know that he liked violin. He played violin when he was alive. Obama plays guitar. Condoleezza Rice, the state security in the US, she plays piano very well, and quite a number of people. So So you actually don't have to take it as a career in life. But then that is part and parcel of you.
Yeah, it's get to a state that maybe if you just want to relax, that's why some people
Of course.
they switch to that. Okay,
of course, that's
it's part of it. So
That's
I want
it.
to ask another question.
Please
So
go
as
ahead.
at what age do you think that a child, definitely there's some kids that get mommy singing using drum and all that. So as at what age do you feel that parents need to enroll the child for musical training?
Okay, anything from 3.
Okay.
In fact, once that child can read numbers and can identify colors, he or she can start. Long are the days, long are the years that they will have to be 20 or 10 to start. Things have changed, and thank God for technology that has made everything easy. So with the advent of the technological devices, one can actually employ it to learn this musical instrument at a very tender age. And of course, definitely that such a child will do well.
Yeah, I see that most of your students are going for international or every other thing. So how do you feel as an instructor?
Of course, I'm fulfilled. I am fulfilled. Just as I said, it's passion. It's what I love doing, and you love doing something and you're paid for it. It's just, what else do you want? That's fulfillment in life. So I see my students take part in different musical adventures, competitions, exams, concerts, doing greatly well. In fact, a lot of them have won scholarship even abroad to study. Of course, a scholarship when they have all these graded exams, all these professional exams.
Right.
So because not just that.
Oh, they are professional.
Of course. See, of course. Music, it's a career. It's a career. So there are professional exams that one can take. One of such is the Trinity exam, London. Another one is the Associated Board of Royal Schools of Music, ABRSM. Of course, there are different exams that they can take, and that helps them. It does help them to do well in their studies. And so they know that, as I'm taking this, as I'm engaged in this musical activity, I'm also going to write exam.
Right.
I'm also going to write exam. So it's a big thing. It's
so
a serious thing.
So is it all your students that go for the professional exam, or some of them just like, okay, I don't want to make a career out of it. I just want to do it for fun, for passion's sake?
Yes, it's not every one of them, but as a teacher, I encourage parents to do that. I encourage parents to do that because a lot of my students now, after their studies here in Nigeria, they might want to go abroad to study, and they require this certificate. So once you have this certificate of exam, some of them they give them scholarship.
Right.
In fact, let me tell you this secret. Some people think that musical engagement, these musical classes are meant for the cream of the society, the high-profile individuals in the society. And they know that once they have this litany of certificate of exams, they know that they can use that to gain that admission abroad, to have that scholarship abroad. So they make sure that their kids take those exams. They encourage them to take those exams.
So I want to ask another question. Can I teach myself how to play musical? Do I really need an instructor?
Okay, there are 2 schools of thought about this, on this. You must have what we call a modicum or a seed of music in you first. If you teach yourself, that's self-training. Self-training might be a destruction at times, if you don't have that seed of that music in you. So I will advise somebody like you, even if you want to continue on your own later in life, you can, but get a teacher to start you off, to give you that basic things that you need. You understand? So you can therefore go out there and say, okay, I want to do it on my own.
So another question I need to ask you is that we have a lot of parents that have this interest. A lot of people have interest. They want their children to learn one or two things about this music because of the advantages is numerous.
Of course, enormous.
And they can't afford it. What are your advice for those parents? You mentioned it earlier that from 3 years old, you should start introducing, they can now start. But I can't afford this thing. I don't even have the time. I can't even have an instructor close to me. So what can they do to actually engage that child that is developing that talent, that interest, that passion?
Okay, I will advise that in such a situation, you could have what we call a music appreciation. Now, what do I mean by music appreciation? Music appreciation has to do with the playing and engaging of such students alone. I mean, listening to music and they appreciating the music. They could dance to it, they could listen to it, they appreciate it. No, when you listen to something, you appreciate it, the passion grows.
Right.
It grows in you. So in such an environment where a tutor is absent, but then you can't say tutors are absent. If you look around, you will definitely get tutors. You will definitely
absent. What I mean by absent is the fact that they can't afford
the affordability.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's not available. I can't afford it.
Okay. When you talk of the affordability of this musical lessons, I must confess, it can be expensive. It can be expensive. But then. This is value. We are talking about value here, and if you cherish value, if you know this is going to be very beneficial for that child, you will go for it. And in the absence of that, maybe you might just make them appreciate the music at home. I don't know.
How about they enroll them in church, like join some choir?
Yes, that's actually what I want to say now. Some churches, of course, everybody, if you see any great musicians, of course, everybody started in church. Some churches have come up with that idea of organizing and training kids with musical instruments. So that can be done. That can be done. But I must confess that for a child that is very passionate, and you want to engage such a child musically, I will go for a one-on-one class. Mm-hmm. It could be a physical class. It could be an online class.
So do you offer online classes?
Of course. Even this lockdown moment has actually afforded the opportunity of some of my students that have traveled abroad. So we've been able to connect with via Zoom and the other platform, so that for the continuity of our classes. So of course I do.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. I want you to give us your final word.
Music is actually for all. Music, no child should be denied of this music. No child should be denied of this privilege. No child should be denied of this gift, because music is actually a gift from God. And all other professions will definitely die on earth, a lawyer, engineering, medical, and other things. Only music will definitely continue. So it's a gift from God. So my final statement would be that music is for all, and no child should be denied of this musical gift.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm sure you grab a lot from what Mr. Adedoyin Ezekiel talked about. He talked about something that struck me. We shouldn't deny our child for something that they really have passion for. Especially kids that really love music. We see it in them when they are little. Using drum to play, singing out loud. Give them the opportunity to exploit. Thank you, and I will see you next time on Be Inspired with Omele Bete. Bye for now.